Still a bunch of moves that could change rosters throughout the NFL before the season. Not only do we have the Aaron Rodgers decision looming, there are several big-name players on the trade block, including Miami's Jalen Ramsay. And there were trade talks during the draft. According to Dolphins GM Chris Greer, said that we had conversations through the weekend with teams. Whenever it happens, we will make the deal at the appropriate time. Let's get Ryan Wilson in here with 5 trades that could shake up the NFL. And the first one involves Ramsay. What is it?
Yeah, hey Chris, good to see you. I'm sort of surprised some of these didn't unfold during draft weekend. But the Atlanta Falcons crushed the draft, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Went primarily with guys in the front 4 edge rush position. They still need help at cornerback. They have A.J. Terrell. They also have Mike Hughes, and you could feel like Jalen Ramsay would be a good replacement for Mike Hughes. And Raheem Morris appears to be all in on fixing this defense for what it's been the last few years. We'll see how the offense plays out. But I love the idea of Jalen Ramsay joining A.J. Terrell, Xavier Watts, who they got in the 3rd round, another fantastic pick, and one of the best safeties in the league in Jesse Bates. That secondary will look completely different headed into 2025.
And Ryan, another former All-Pro cornerback could also be on the trade block, though there are reports that the Packers are still speaking with Jair Alexander, but who could end up with him if they do decide to trade him?
The Steelers didn't get a cornerback until the very last pick in the 7th round, so that could be an option. They have Joey Porter Jr. Yes, they signed Darius Slay on a 1-year deal, but he's now north of 30, and it doesn't feel like a long-term solution there. I thought they might target a cornerback earlier, but they missed out on the 2nd round pick because they traded it for DK Metcalf, and then they targeted Will Howard to get that quarterback. Jair Alexander is one of the best corners in the league when he's healthy. He's just battled to stay healthy last season in particular, but the idea of him opposite Joey Porter Jr. would bring some life to a secondary that struggled down the stretch last year, as the offense, as it happens, also faltered for those final 5 games.
Steelers with something that they can take into their own hands, rather, if they want, as they wait for Aaron Rodgers. You had the Falcons trading for a cornerback a little bit earlier. How about the Falcons trading a quarterback to a division rival?
Yeah, that's the world we're living in when it comes to Kirk Cousins, and we all thought it was extremely weird that they took Michael Penix Jr. 8th overall a month after signing Kirk Cousins a year ago, but here we are. Michael Penix Jr. is the future, and when you look to New Orleans, we do not know what Derek Carr's future is going to look like with that shoulder injury. They also have Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener on the roster, who started last year, both of them in one combined 0 games, I believe. Then they drafted Tyler Shuck with that 40th pick. Is Tyler Shuck ready to play in 3 months? We do not know, and if that's the case, Kirk Cousins could be an insurance policy. And look, if Kirk Cousins is 75% of what he was prior to the Achilles injury, I think this makes sense. But that's a lot of ifs there to figure out in what would be a 5-man quarterback room similar to what we currently see in Cleveland. I don't know if that's the best thing for an organization, but there are a lot of questions to sort out with the injuries and the guys with the lack of experience in New Orleans.
Ryan Wilson giving us 5 trades that could shake up the NFL. Let's go to the Dallas Cowboys, and they surprised a lot of us, maybe every mock drafter out there, including yourself, when they did not take a wide receiver with their first pick or any pick. So who could they go out and trade for, you think?
Right. I get taking Tyler Booker 12th overall. You need to fix the offensive line because Matthew Golden was in that conversation. But to your point, Chris, they said we're good the entirety of the draft on wide receivers. So how about they trade for George Pickkins? We've seen players in the past who can be immature at times, find their way to Dallas and have some success. And I love the idea of finally getting CeeDee Lamb some help, finally getting Dak Prescott some help, and in the form of George Pickkins, who would be certainly well targeted and have a quarterback that perhaps he trusts better than he's trusted the last few quarterbacks in Pittsburgh. And the Steelers have talked about keeping him, but they've also fielded these phone calls. And if you get a 2nd or a 3rd round pick for George Pickkins, I think they would be willing to come off of that, and it would certainly help a Dallas Cowboys team that's been searching for a number 2 opposite CeeDee Lamb for what feels like forever.
From mock drafts to mock trades, Ryan Wilson has us covered here on CBS Sports HQ. Ryan, thank you so much. We'll have to get you in a mock turtleneck next time you come on. There was one trade he didn't mention, but Tommy, how about Mark Andrews to the Eagles?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the funny thing is if you go Mark Andrews and you Google him, it's like drop catch. So get out of Baltimore for that.
Drop 2-point conversion and a fumble late in that loss to the Bills in the divisional round.